Hey, what is up guys? And today we're going to be taking a look at a flying wing. Now this is called the ZOHD NANO TALON and it's been in the market for quite a while. Now I've been watching a lot of reviews online seeing that what is the best platform to get started on and to start flying wings. Now I did previously start with the Xt60, but holy crap, that's on a complete level and not my level, but I still got it down. Now this one's a little bit more interesting. First of all, the thing that I really loved about this one is the fact that it has so much space inside. It's just awesome. And another thing that it can take the 1500 milliamp 4S lipos right out of the box. So we're going to be able to, I'm going to be able to use my leftover lipos instead of discharging them through the charger. So this is something that I have been looking for quite a while, and I think I found him. So let's take a look at this. Now this thing was designed with FPV in mind, which is really nice and also very easy to assemble. I mean, I didn't have to glue anything. Everything just clamps on and just connects perfect. So the wings here are completely removable. Currently I'm unable to remove them because I have my FrSky R9 receiver going on, and the antennas are actually taped to the wings here. Now I think that's stupid because I think I should have done it on the bottom, but it's okay. We're gonna leave that for a later day. So currently I've set it up right here. I've also set it up with PWM and the current flight controller. Anyway, it's kind of like a flight controller, also known as a stabilizer, which comes pre-installed actually with all the wires ready for you. You just plug it in and then you're good to go. So it does have 5 inputs, so you can set up to 5 channels on this here. AETR is the order that it's set up, so make sure your transmitter is doing that, and you're not going to have to play with any mixing, which was just absolutely phenomenal. I still don't understand mixing, and when I had to set up my Xt60 wing, it took me about an hour and a half, and it was really frustrating. So I mean, this is all new to me, so this is really nice. Out of the box, I just plug in the channels correctly. They come in the correct order, so it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you do have the 4 channels for control. And also the 5th channel is very important because the 5th channel, this thing even has 3 modes on there. It has full-blown acro mode, which is just, professional mode with no stabilization. It has beginner mode, which helps you take off. As soon as you give throttle, it'll just pitch up and then it'll just take off. And it also has like this little medium ranged mode, which will allow you to flip if you wanted to and go fly inverted and all these kinds of things. So that's really nice, and I really can't wait to get it flying. And currently it's raining, and I'm very upset that it's raining. Hopefully the sun will clear up and I'll immediately take this out to go fly. Like I mentioned before, I didn't have to play with anything. I just plugged in my receiver and a battery and I was really good to go. And I just, it's really nice and really easy to assemble and even disassemble. Now, if you're not using the same type of mounting solution for the antenna. So not only that we have this much amount of space here, we also do have an FPV port cam here, which will fit an HS1177 type camera. However, what I want to be testing I'm going to be testing the Firefly Fortress here camera with this setup, which is going to be really nice. However, this thing is pretty cool. It's kind of doing like the RunCam micro, but we'll get into this in a later video. It's really nice. You can actually set up the VTX on the back. It does have mounting solution, but the only issue with this that I found that this antenna, it's actually like this, which is kind of not really thoughtful. But however, this thing does have an OSD, and I was able to flip the image because now the camera is installed upside down to have this sticking up, so we don't basically run into issues because I don't have much space in here. And I think it's going to be between this and the S800 to be my long range testing setup. So first thing I want to do now is get a feel for this here before going in and installing the Maytech F411 wing or the F405 wing on one of these. Now, the amount of space in here is actually pretty insane. It can take up to a 2200 3S lipo, and I'm just putting in 1500 4S lipos in here. The motor is a 2204 1850 kV motor, so it's a pretty low kV motor. However, there's one thing that I really didn't like about this is that it's using proprietary propellers because of the motor mounting setup is quite different. But also another thing what they've done, it's kind of to combat that issue, so not a lot of people complain about that issue, is they've added this little fin or this little tail down here that is actually longer than the propeller itself. And as you can tell here, I'm going to show you how to set this up. So the propeller, it's really nice. It's really easy to set up. You just, flip it into place and that's it. The propeller is set up. But as you can tell here, this fin is slightly larger than the it's slightly longer than the propeller, so you do have less of a chance breaking it, but it's still a proprietary, and to actually remove the motor is going to be quite difficult because to access the motor, what you have to do, let's just actually remove these here. All right, what you have to do is we're going to have to remove this, and this is not removable because they have glued it on, so you have to take that into consideration if you want to remove this. So I might be playing out with different motors later on once I figure out how to cleanly cut this. And I did purchase this little foam cutting material machine things to see how well that's going to turn out, and I might end up needing it. So let's just put these to the side. Now, about servos and controlling these, you don't really, it just comes ready-made out of the box with everything installed. And the way that the flaps and everything is controlled is through these little ports right here, which this plugs in. Since this is a square and that is a square also right there, if you take a closer look here, you can see that it'll just slide right through, and that's it. It'll get into place, and then you bring in the other one, and then the other one will also have the magnet just stick to the other side and also have the same thing going for it. So I'll show you that right now. There we go. So both of these clicked into place together because they're held together. The two back V-tail fins here are held together with the magnet on each side, as you can tell here. Let's actually remove it just like this, as you can tell. So that's what really goes on in the middle. So that's really nice. It's really well designed, I would say, especially for a newcomer that has no prior experience. I was really afraid when I opened the box. I was like, oh my goodness, I have to put this whole thing together. And it turns out everything just works with locking mechanism, and the servos are installed and everything's installed. So it was really, really nice to see that. As you can tell here, there's only one servo controlling the ailerons here, which is really nice also, as you can tell. Can you see that? That's just awesome. So that is a huge advantage because you don't have to go in and play with your mixers, especially if you don't know what you're doing with those mixers, and it could be a little bit frustrating. And not only that, we have this much space in here. If you take a closer look, this is like a 2 level right here. We also have space down there, which can be easily accessed through the bottom here, which is really nice. The magnets are really, really strong, so that's really nice. So I'm thinking that once I set up the 2.4 gigahertz on this, I will make a hole, I think, on the bottom, possibly, not sure yet, and to have the VTX stick through down here. However, the antennas for the 2.4 gigahertz are pretty massive, so I'll figure it out once I get to that stage. Currently, I'm going to be testing some other cameras on board, which I think are going to be pretty interesting. Now, also another side note here, on the front top cover here, it's really nice. They have these 4 mounting solutions here, or these little screw holes here, and they do provide you this little mount so you can install any kind of FPV camera you wanted to. However, this opens the possibilities for a lot more because I can design other things for this. For example, I have the pan and tilt motor, which I have no idea where I placed, but I can design for the same exact one, which I got from Banggood for like 12 bucks. It's a pretty awesome little kit. I could design a bottom adapter that would go right here, which would be really, really nice. And there's a lot of options. So if you're following me on Thingiverse, I will be designing a lot of things for this as well, because so far I'm really enjoying it. I haven't flown it. I wish I would have gotten some time right now. So I'm waiting. As soon as the weather clears up, I'm just going to run right out and just go fly this guy. So this is overall, it's a really nice setup, and it just seems like it's good currently. There's a lot of space in here to do a lot of things. Actually, you can even probably put a 2200 4S LiPo in here, which is pretty crazy. So also watching YouTube videos online, it seems to be that this thing is absolutely hella efficient. I mean, especially with these motors, which are 1870 kV 2204. I was actually thinking of putting something of like a Emax 2205 2300 kV on this guy, or I might stick the new F80 Pros. I think they're like 2408 or something, but also would be like a 1900 kV, which would be a pretty insane little setup. And probably changing out the ESC here. Now, overall, I'm very impressed with the setup and just how easy it was to set everything up. It was absolutely phenomenal. So basically, you just set up one auxiliary for controlling the modes on this, and everything is just pre-installed. So if you don't know how to play with iNav and all these kinds of things, this just comes basically ready right out of the box. So next video, we're going to be going ahead and take this out and doing its maiden. And then after that, we're going to start doing its modifications to this to enable it to run long range. So I'm going to be testing the 2.4 gigahertz from Furious FPV setup with the Fat Shark module and everything, and also the R9M. I do have the R9 receiver here, so I'll be testing both receivers, the new R9M Slim and also this big monster right here. Now, take a note about this R9 receiver here. When I've just recently actually got it yesterday. So what I did was I went to go ahead and bind it once I installed it, and I actually broke the boot button, and I wasn't being I wasn't being super rough on it or anything. And when I went back to rebind again, I couldn't find the boot button, so I had to take it apart and resolder the boot button. So that's something that I really didn't like from FrSky. And that's something to be noted there, that lately I have been noticing a little bit half-assing in their hardware designs or their hardware assembly service. Let's leave it at that. Their design is pretty good. So overall, this thing looks really nice, and that's all I can currently say. Now, as a beginner or a new person into wings, this was stupid simple to assemble, and it just looks really sexy too. I don't know if that adds any value to anything, but it just looks really nice. So I can't wait to get it going. And its overall, its overall design and the amount of space in here compared to the S800 or the S600 is phenomenal, actually. So I can't wait to get this guy up and flying and doing some long range stuff with pan and tilt motors. And we're also going to be testing have a bunch of new action cameras like the Mobius and some other things that we're also going to be attaching to this and seeing how well this thing will fly. And also the CG on this was pretty spot on. I mean, in terms of just putting in the battery and then just lifting it up with everything, how they've already prepared basically everything for you, from the stuff that's here to the battery that's going to go here. It was really close. I didn't have to really do anything. You just move the battery back and forth a little bit, which is really nice. So we'll be testing also FPV cameras on this. I'll have a FPV switcher and I'll explain what that is later on, and we can test out FPV cameras with a DVR built in. So this is going to be a beautiful testing platform on the channel, and I'm just really excited for it. Now, I did buy the S800 and that was supposed to be it, but the amount of time that it's going to need to set up is going to be quite dramatic, and I don't have that much time. And this seems like a really awesome platform to even use up your 4S quadcopter, especially in the snow. I'm going to be doing some conformal coating on most of the components here once I have it into the final form that I want it to be. So some of the pros and cons before we go ahead and end this video here. The pros that I really do love is the amount of space and the way how easily it's accessible, and the way that it closes everything, and the fact that it's very detachable and can be just easily, you can take it apart in 20 seconds to put it away, which is really nice. That's something was huge plus, and it was very easy to assemble. The amount of space is absolutely phenomenal. However, and again, I really don't like the proprietary propeller system that is on this on this flying wing. That is something that it's really kind of bothering me, because now if I go break it on the first couple flights, I'm going to be grounded until I order a bunch more, and I don't know if they're even in stock, and it's kind of a little pain in the butt to get that sorted out with. But other than that, everything looks to be really good. Everything was working absolutely phenomenal out of the box. So I'm really excited and very curious how well this thing is going to fly. I just have to route the VTX setup and the camera setup to this here, and we're gonna see how well this thing is gonna fly. So I will be flying it FPV, and I'll have an HD camera connected, and we'll see how stable it flies, how easy it flies, especially for a newcomer like me. How simple is it going to be? Now, the setup was absolutely simple, like I mentioned. You don't need much knowledge, just how a receiver works in channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're good to go. And what AETR means and what RTAE means, the channel order, and that's really it. I mean, there's really nothing to it. So overall, I'm very excited. I'm very happy, and I can't wait to get this thing flying. And this is going to conclude it for my part 1 review of the ZOHD NANO TALON, and we're going to see how well this thing is going to fly in the upcoming days, hopefully today. And if I do fly it today, I'll immediately release the video, because I'm really excited for this. And well, that's it, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.